Okay, welcome along everybody to the final race of Season 2 in the GT Challenger Series then. We are currently lying 7th in the championship. We have just a 6-point advantage to Vittorio Corsa and a 9-point advantage to Orleans AMR. So this is going to be close. One race, if we can hold on to 7th, that will be an incredible season. If we consider last year, we were 10th by quite a way. Our car was nowhere. And to be fair, our car still is nowhere. We're still 10th on the cars, but it's the drivers that we've improved, and it's just shown how much of a difference we can make by getting some good drivers in. I think we have made some good improvements to the car as well, but we're still not quite caught up to the rest of the grid. So if we can hold on to 7th in the final race, we would have done ourselves proud. I don't think, barring a complete disaster for Magyar or Yuma, and us coming 1st and 2nd, we're going to get challenged 5th or 6th. So just to hold on to 7th is going to be challenging enough. So that's what we're going to concentrate on. But I say concentrate on, we just got to do the best job we can at the weekend and hope that it's enough. You can do these things where you concentrate on what you're doing, where your rivals are, but to be honest, it's always been the best strategy to just concentrate on yourselves, do the best job you can, and if that's good enough, it's good enough. Be a little bit different if it was like a drivers' championship showdown between two drivers. You can maybe take a little bit more notice, but we're just going to be going hell for leather and doing the best job we can. Right, we've got a scouting report back from Felipe Nunez. Would be one of the weakest drivers. He's got pretty great marketability, but he's an awful driver. So he's not a pay driver either. So yeah, not really a very good option there, let's be honest. We got 3 more scouting, so we'll wait for those reports to come back, probably in the off season, and then we'll see about who we can replace Dreyfus with, and maybe getting a reserve driver as well. It all depends on where we finish. If we finish 7th, we should get a nice amount of prize money that we can spend. Not really on drivers, I'd rather do it on the factory, but we'll see where we are. Right, we've got a sponsor slot open up. 85,000 per race for 4 races, or $1 million up front, or 150,000 per race. That's going to be $1 million up front. Just give me that money, Rocky. Lovely job. Brings us back into the green. And we might even just about finish the season positive. It depends how we do in the final race, really. We've got no changes to make to the kart, so we will just continue racing through the days, biting our nails nervously. As we do this, just want to let you know, I have started streaming on Wednesdays and Sundays here on YouTube Gaming, Motorsport Manager. Streaming the Ice Mod 2017, playing as the Williams team. So the Ice Mod is the real world life that brings all the real world cars, drivers, teams and sponsors on board, and it really is a great mod. And if I ever finish one of these 2 series, I would love to do one, but to be honest, the stream sort of represents that. So just so you know, it'll be Wednesdays from 7 to 9 and 10 British Summer Time, and on Sundays it will be from 2 PM for however long I feel like going, British Summer Time. So do tune in, I'd love to see you there. First couple of streams went pretty well, just took me a while to get the quality right, but I think I'm there now. Right, engine cooling system issue. Either minus 50 reliability or minus $500,000. This is a real kicker, isn't it? Right before the final race, I can't lose that reliability. If we lost 7th place because of that, the engine blew up, I'd never forgive myself. So we've got to give away half our sponsor money, I think. Bye bye $500,000 to fix an engine cooling system. I mean, the engine itself costs $1 million. How can it cost $500,000 to repair a cooling system? It's probably like a tube, like a water pump. How can that be I'm livid. Anyway, Leonardo Monken is a better driver. He's got really good feedback, pretty poor marketability. He might be a good driver for a reserve, but he hasn't got that higher skill at his peak, and he's not a paid driver, but we'll keep him in mind. That'd be the ideal. Great feedback, good marketability, although I don't think the reserve driver affects the sponsor offers. I'm not sure. Or the marketability of the team. I don't know on that. I'd have to refer to higher authority, which is normally you guys, so let me know on that. Right, we're ready for the race then. We're going to go for 12 or above, just try and get that 500,000 in. I don't think we're going to get 8 or above. It's going to be dry the whole weekend, so not any rain. And the parts are going to be the same as last time. No preference between the two drivers really. 1%, 7%. Yeah, they're both happy that the cars are fairly equal. Well, Dreyfus has a slightly better car, but that's what she expects. And they both hate the cars. Not much I can do about that for the last race. Right, I'm going to get going with practice then, and then I shall be with you for the final qualifying and race of the season. Okay, we're into qualifying then, and as good a setups as we could hope for this final race decider then. Vosu has a 99%. Again, so close. Cannot get that fabled 100%. Song, I still want a screenshot of 100% next time you get one, because I don't believe they exist. I really don't. And Dreyfus got 97. So we're pretty well prepared. We've got 5% boost on super softs and softs, and 10% on race, which is going to be pretty useful. So yeah, it's going to be excuse me, it's going to be 13th, 14th will be the aim anyway. I really don't know. There's no set. If we finish here, we're going to finish 7th. If we can get both our drivers ahead of all 4 drivers from the 2 teams behind, then we stand a good chance. Stand a good chance? I mean, we've done it. We will finish 7th. But again, I don't really want to concentrate on those guys. I just want to do the best race we can, and if it's enough, it's enough. So I'm not even going to look up who their drivers are or who we're fighting. We're just going to concentrate on the race. So Vossi crossed the line with a 15.5. Dreyfus does a 14.7. Vossi did a 15.3 actually. So 6 tenths between our 2 drivers. And yet again, it's going to be so difficult to get rid of Dreyfus next year. To the point that I'm still not 100% that's what we're going to do. We need the money in the team to start pushing forward. We can only get that from sponsors, and Dreyfus is the person that's holding us back. If we can maybe find someone... how long have we got? 3 minutes. We're okay for a little bit. If we can find someone that's as good as Dreyfus but has better marketability, that would be the dream. But she hasn't really outscored Vostu that much, but she's got so much more outright pace generally. And that's what we'll be missing in qualifying. But as we know, it can all turn around in the race, so it's not too bad if we have 2 drivers that aren't too good in qualifying. So Dreyfus 17th, Vostu 20th at the moment. We need to get them out straight away. We may have gone a little late, but we should be okay. Dreyfus is going to be cutting it fine here. 124, 119. I think we're going to miss it with Dreyfus. That's a mistake. Depends how quickly she does her outlap. Hopefully it'll be enough. 17th to 20th isn't ideal. I would expect to be slipping back a little bit at the moment. Purely because... Is she going to make it? Just about. 2 seconds to go. Optimal time. I would expect to be a little bit further forward, but I also do expect us to slip back a bit because we haven't put any new parts on the car for quite a while. We've hit the max performance that we can get with our cars. Right, Rossi crossed the line. He improves to 15.0, and Dreyfus improves by a couple of hundredths, and we're 18th and 19th for tomorrow's race then. This is going to be a tough one, ladies and gents. We're going to have to get our strategy on. And we're going to have to run this race as optimal as possible, plus have a bit of luck if we're going to hold on to that 7th place. Oh, and it's a wet race. Did not predict this. in the weekend preview. So this is going to make it a little bit trickier. I'm going to go soft tyres and race trim. We have got a new bonus there for Vosu with his mechanic pit stop legend. All pit stop times are 1 second faster. I don't think that's worth sacrificing. 5% if it dries out and 15% for the whole race, so we will stay with those. Same with Dreyfus. I mean, our car reliability is perfect. It's 100% on every part, so yeah, it's going to be soft tyres and race trim. Right, so how are we looking on the weather? Very, very, very difficult to read, this one. This is where I've been live streaming the last few times I've played this game, and this is where it's so useful, is asking people's advice in real time. I have to make my own decision this time. It's saying that we should start on dry tyres. I think everybody is starting on dry tyres. Oh, I wish we had a better forecasting centre. How much wetter is it going to get? Do I risk one car on intermediates? It could be the difference between 7th and 9th in both directions. You know what, we're 19th. I'm going to try it with one car. Vosu, we're going to stick you on intermediates and hope that you can do the business. Alright, we're going to go push and height for the start. We need to make up some positions early on, and we are ready for the final race of Season 2 then. We're underway, and it's a fairly average start from our two drivers. Hopefully Dreyfus can make some places up into turn 1. Looks like she's trying to. I would expect Vosu to be able to make up some ground early on. And his strategy only works if it continues to rain. He's up to 16th now, 15th. These tyres working well. It's going to dry out, but then it's going to rain again. I think we've pulled a blinder here. If Vosu can just stay in it, this could be the different. This could be 7th right here. He's already up to 13th. Dreyfus has just gone to the back of the grid. She's struggling. That rain is just going to continue to come. You know what, I'm going to pull Dreyfus in as well. We should have done it on that lap, really. We really should have. That's a bit of a blunder. But I can't see. It's just going to keep raining. The track's going to come back to the dry tyres a little bit in the next lap or two, because it's just stopped raining, but then it's going to start again. I'm going to go up to 2 speed now. I'm going to back off on the fuel, but we'll keep pushing on the tyres, because neither tyre is really in its working window. It's in that horrible little place between intermediates and dry tyres, and both tyres are going to struggle. Dreyfus in now then, and she's going to get a little advantage over everybody else. It's a good pit stop for her then, and she's back out the back of the field. I'm going to use some fuel to try and get her to undercut some people. Now Vosu, the other problem he's got is he's burning up these tyres now. Already down to 70%. To be fair, they're not burning up any quicker than the super softs other people have got on. It's a little too dry. My mouse has just died. Bear with me. This is never good to happen during the race. Just have to plug this little baby back. One problem with a wireless mouse. There is I did see Logitech have come out with a mouse. I don't know if it's been released yet, where the mouse mat actually charges the mouse. I'd be a little worried, like having drinks and stuff around something that's got potentially, and resting my arm on something that's got some kind of electrical current going through it, but I presume they're doing it in a safe way. Now I think we've made a mistake with Dreyfus, because we've brought her in right when it's just dried out, and we should have brought her in a couple of laps later. We're a bit too reactionary there. We'll keep an eye on her gap to the back of the field. It's currently getting bigger, and Vosu has now dropped to the back of the field. And this is where he's going to destroy his tyres. So that rain is coming again. but it's going to take a while to get here, unfortunately. Dreyfus is overheating those tyres, so we'll go back to neutral. Vosu is not. I'm going to go back to medium as well. Right, and here comes the rain again. So Vosu is in that horrible position now that he's going to have much more worn tyres than the AI once they pit, but they're still not pitting, so we could come back here, and we've got a pit stop on all these guys, let's not forget. So we didn't need to gamble in this race potentially to get 7th place, but if a gamble pays off, then 7th place is surely ours. So we're just going to have to see how this comes back to us. The big problem again, and I'll keep saying this with Vosu, is tyre life. By the time the AI come in, he's probably going to have to come in as well. Dreyfus has got a bit more life in her tyres, which helps. I'm going to use the boost for both cars now, while they're clearly quicker than everybody else, just in case they start coming in on this lap. One car coming in. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drivers in on this lap then. Vosu gets promoted to 14th. Dreyfus, is she going to gain a few positions? She does a couple. She's up to 16th. The gamble, you know what, it hasn't really paid off as big as I'd hoped. Now, it depends how many of the AIs stay out on this lap. If the group ahead of us do, a couple of them do, then we can probably get Vosu round ahead of a few other cars. We need to push with Dreyfus because her tyres are very, very cold. That rain's going to keep coming, so we are going to have to pit Vosu. And we're probably going to have to do it on this lap. It's a shame. We'll see where he comes back out in terms of where Dreyfus is. Dreyfus now has the double problem. Because we brought her in so early. She hasn't really gained the time back on the cars, or a pit stop on the cars. And she's burnt up her tyres. So Vosu is going to come back out pretty much last. 18th place. It's not brilliant, is it? Right, Dreyfus really struggling to warm up these tyres, which I'm surprised about. She is also going to have to come in the next lap or two. Vosu easily gets past Olin, who's still out there on soft tyres. What the AI are doing, I do not know. Let's hope Olin is someone we're battling in the championship, because he seems to have screwed himself for this race. So we can probably go back to neutral for Vosu. Just keep the tyres in the working range. And now it's going to be about what the weather does for the rest of the race. Dreyfus is definitely going to have to come back in. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be raining for at least the next 4 or 5 laps. And she's not going to last that long. So we're going to have to bring her in on this lap, and she's going to lose all that advantage she's made up. And she's going to drop to pretty much the back of the field. Vosu, is he catching? Not really. He sort of lampooned there in 7th. Just wondering if this rain will back off. This could come to us later in the race if it's... Dreyfus will have a lot fresher tyres than everybody else, and if she can just go long enough for some dry weather, then it might work out. But for the moment, she's going to go into 18th place, 2 behind Vosu then. So a 16th and 18th, depending on who the cars are around us, we could still be on for 7th, but I'm not checking. I'm not going to check. I'm not going to fall for it. We're going to push with Vosu. We're losing some tyre temp. And that is more rain. Lovely. Just what we wanted. You know what? We gambled pretty big, and I think we've ended up about where we would have been anyway. So I don't think there's no harm lost at this point. But yeah, would have been nice if that gamble would have paid off. She's going to use Dreyfus's ERS now to see if we can get her past Milado. She's going to drive straight around the outside. Lovely move, and she can chase after Vosu now. She's a long way from that midfield though. Oh, Milado trying to come back with some charge. No, you don't, Sonny Jim. Right, Vosu lapping a lot quicker than Dreyfus that last time about. We'll see once Dreyfus is through this traffic whether she speeds up a bit. And we have dry weather on the horizon then. Now both our cars have got better tyre life than quite a lot of the field. Dreyfus is overheating a little bit, so we'll go back to neutral. So yeah, it's going to be about whether we can outlast them now. That dry weather going to come in around about 4 or 5 laps time, and it's not going to be ready for dry tyres for about another 5 or 6. Well, about another 3 or 4 after that. Probably around about lap 24, 25. So we've got quite a distance to go on these tyres. If we can hold out, it's going to really help us. Dreyfus has got a much better chance than Vosu. She's at 70% tyre life, Vosu at 50. I think both drivers have an outside shot of getting there though. And that's definitely what we're going to be shooting for. If we can get to there and put, say, the soft tyres on and just do one more stop, that's going to be the optimal way to the finish. Whether we can make the tyres last is the deciding factor in that though. I think in range, if we had to do one less stop, is anything up to sort of 7th or 8th, and then we would have to probably defend those positions from quicker cars until the end of the race. Some of the AI Lee there already coming in for another set of intermediates. It's kind of at that point, you've either got to go now or forever hold your peace. Because you need the laps to make it stick. Farah is in as well, which gives both our drivers one position. And now, more than ever, let's go back to neutral with Vosu. We need the AI to be stupid. Please, please, oh AI God, muck up. All come in for another set of intermediates. I'm fairly confident both drivers can get to the dry weather now. Dreyfus 100%, Vosu might be on bare threads by the time he gets there, but as Malado's come in as well. For dry tyres, it's a bit early for that, mate. That's the other thing, if they come in too early for dry tyres, then we should gain some time. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're all coming in on to put dry tyres on now. And it's not going to be ready for a lap or two. So we should gain some ground. Already, Minzy's in the pits as well. Comes out just ahead of Dreyfus. And this will be a good thing to see. We'll use Dreyfus's boost just because Minzy used it as he got out of the pits there. I just want to see, right now she's got past with the ERS. 3 seconds, 3.6, 3.9, 4. Yep, so we're still quicker on inters. Vosu is running out of rubber though. More guys coming in for dry tyres. Is that gap. It's now a new driver and it's still quicker on intermediates. Still quicker. Vosu, I feel we have to bring in early though because he's run out of tyres. Dreyfus should be able to go for another lap or two. Everything looking okay on the kart. So Vosu can come straight back out. He'll push and high for Dreyfus. And she's going to have to go for one lap more. Vosu peels in then, and Dreyfus absolutely flying at this point in time. We could even go super softs, but I feel that'd be pushing them too much. We're going to go softs just to be sure. Yep, no more rain on the way, so that'll be fine. Hopefully she'll still be quicker by the end of this lap. Vosu has come back out in 15th. He's got a bit of fuel to use, so I'm going to push and use that fuel, and we're going to use that charge just to try and get him clear of those guys behind. Dreyfus is still quicker, remarkably. but we're going to bring her in anyway. We don't want to lose any time, really. That's the key. If we stay out there too long, we'll lose time. So she's going to come out just behind Vosu. So she's gained that time back on that one lap. And now both our guys can see if they can make some strides. They've got better tyre life than a lot of people. Farah is still out there on the intermediate, so that's another place potentially we've got. Our drivers still want to come in for intermediates. But Farah's just about started losing time to the leader. Lee is also out there on intermediates, interestingly. But I think there too. Oh, Dreyfus goes down the inside of Vosu. Just to stop them fighting, we're going to use our boost. And just get her after the next car. The last thing we want is for these two to start fighting and then all of a sudden get swamped by other cars. We're going to have to go to medium on fuel with Dreyfus and probably do it with Vosu as well to get to the end. We've got a little bit of leeway with Vosu if we want to use it at the end. Right, realistically then. I mean, Kinney's obviously right there. Pernette and Taylor are sort of in range. It depends how much quicker we are. We have got fresher tyres. Whether they're fresh enough to start going after too many people. So Dreyfus has now made that move on Kinney. We're going to use that little boost just to get her out of that wake. And then it's over to Vosu. Come on, my son. Every position could count at this point. Let's give him a boost down the straight. See if he can get close enough in the bends. Not really at this moment in time. His last lap time at 1:19.7. Kinney's a 1:19.8. Okay. Dreyfus not exactly scampering away. So we're going to have to be careful here. There's a lot of threat coming from behind. We do have better tyre life, but we have a slower car. So you never know. Kinney and Channon, that these two are fighting, could be the difference between 7th and 8th. So, Vosu, use that boost, get that place back. Come on, mate. We need this. Can't start going backwards now. Just been passed with a car that has... why are we going backwards? I don't understand. I mean, Farah's got super softs on, fair enough. Why are we just... Dreyfus is actually up to 11th. That could help massively. Just going to use that boost. Hold on to those positions. Come on. Got a bit of fuel we could use with Vosu to try and get them back into the fight. We've got plenty of tyre life and they've stopped overheating, so we're going to go back to push. Haven't really got much fuel to use for Dreyfus. She's lost 11th. Can she get it back? That's Giara, who's on the super softs, so it's kind of understandable. 12th and 16th. Will that be good enough? Dreyfus's 12th is good enough, I think. Vosu needs to get a couple more cars. Come on, son. Lap and a half. Well, 2 laps. We've got a car problem ahead for Giara. For Farah, sorry. They are on the super soft tyres. That's still not going to make it easy. And Farah's actually just got past Channon. Oh, this is going to be nail biting. All the way until the finish. Got a bit of fuel for Dreyfus. We can probably use that. Just going to use that boost as well to give her that gap on the final lap. Vosu has got past Farah into 15th. Come on, get another place, my son. Come on. Final lap. He's side by side now with Channon. He's going round the outside. Still side by side. He's taken the line. He's up into 14th. Beautiful job. We should have enough fuel to keep pushing till the end. I'll keep an eye on it. Dreyfus is catching rapidly someone. Oh, she didn't quite do it. I could have used the boost there. We crossed the line in 12th and 14th. The same positions we got last time out. I think that race could have gone spectacularly wrong. 12th and 14th, I'm really happy with that. We fought right until the end. We were quicker than those guys around us at the end. And we're now going to find out if that was enough for 7th place. Mixture of 2 and 3 stops. The The free stop was really a mistake for Dreyfus. We shouldn't have gone on to the intermediate so early. She could have been a lot higher up, I think, if we'd got that right. But equally, it gained her back some ground. So, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Scrutineering doesn't matter for us. It could matter for other cars. That's 9 and 7. 12th and 13th is the final championship positions for our two drivers. Dreyfus beats Vosu by just 4 points, which, considering how much more we're paying her, shows that we probably can afford to get away with a slightly worse driver in that position. Now the big one. Oh, it's by a point. It's by a point. Oh, if we'd got Dreyfus to use that boost, if we'd noticed she suddenly caught a car in the last half of the lap and used that boost, we could have potentially got that point back. Vittorio Corsa then beat us by 1 point to take 7th in the championship. We take 8th and we're nicely clear of Orleans and Nicholson. Look, it's been a great season. We have, I think, exceeded my expectations. I thought we would really struggle just to get onto the back of the field. The fact that we are disappointed with 8th, I think, shows the progress we've made. This championship, and in particular this creator driver mode, is so challenging from the off that I think we're making good progress. Chairman's is very happy because that's for the race results. But 10th was our overall season target. We do lose a bit of money, but we're going to get some nice prize money now in the off season. We're going to concentrate on trying to get this team financially viable to the point that we can start putting parts on the car almost every weekend, if not every other weekend. Marshall GT are the champions. Partanan as the driver. It was actually Grand Slam Autosport the team champions. I do apologise. With 2nd and 8th. That shows the spread of the drivers in this championship. And that's a very, very boring trophy. Didn't put much effort into that, did it? They did put a lot of effort into the prize money, 11 million, and they will go up to the endurance class or the higher GT racing, whatever it is in this. I'm just used to it in the mod, really. Chairman's over the moon. I'm over the moon. I think that's a good bit of progress. If we can challenge to try and get into the top 5 next season, that would be the aim. As always, guys, do keep the help and advice coming. Let me know what you think our priorities should be for next season. I will, of course, read all the responses before I record the off-season so that I can put any help and advice into action. First port of call is going to be drivers. I think Vosu is good enough to stay. He's a paid driver. He brings great marketability. And he's pretty cheap. Dreyfus is a great driver. She's not bringing enough sponsorship to the team. She's not a paid driver equally, and we're paying her a lot of money. So I think we need to change her. Do you agree with that? Do you think for next season we should be concentrating on keeping a budget to continually improve the car? Or do you think we need to invest in HQ at this point? I don't know that we're going to have enough money to do one of them or either or too well. It depends how much we spend. That's the other thing. Do we spend big on the car, the base design, or do we save as much as we can for during the season to try and improve it as much as possible? That would be the other thing to give me some feedback on. And things like engineers and mechanics, just so you can see who we've got. Tom Woodbridge, Nicholas Vogelstein, and Karina Ryder. 150,000 a race for our lead designer, 19 and 17,000 for our two race mechanics. I'm pretty happy with the two mechanics. At this level of motorsport, they're good enough and they got some room for improvement. Designer, it's only going to be worth changing if we're going to keep a budget to keep putting parts on the car next year. But let me know what you think. Do tune in on Sunday for the next stream on the Ice Mod 2017. A reminder, that'll be at 2 PM British summer time. Your local time zone equivalent is available through a Google search. I'm not working it out for you. What do you take me for? Do as little work as I can. So as always, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the season and are happy with the progress we've made. And we'll tune in again for Season 3, which will kick off probably the beginning of next week. If you're new to the channel, go and check out the single seater playthrough as well. And check out the streams if you can join them. Join me for them even. And subscribe to the channel as well to keep up to date with everything. If you like motor racing, there's going to be a lot of F1 2017 content the weekend after next and onwards, including live streams, a single player career mode, a co-op career mode, and plenty of multiplayer videos. So keep subscribed for that as well. So as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been a great season and I hope we can push on. I love the challenge of this game mode. It's just time consuming. If it was something I was playing on my own, you know, I'd probably be a lot further across because I have to do it in a Let's Play format. It seems like an eternity of us trying to improve this car, but we're getting there slowly, and I promise we will win this championship one day. One day.